Equals as you begin your day. Perhaps there's a subtle yet familiar feeling that persistently tugs at your heart. You might find yourself deeply invested in someone else's well-being and happiness, whether it's a dear friend, a close family member, or someone you've grown to love intimately. You've poured your energy, your time, and your affection into this special relationship with the hope that it blossoms into something beautiful and reciprocated. Yet, on the other side, there seems to be an invisible wall, an unyielding barrier that keeps you from truly connecting. You can't help but notice how some of your kind gestures sometimes go overlooked or seemingly unnoticed, how your efforts aren't equally matched nor equally appreciated. Your heart feels heavy because it seems like the love you give so freely and willingly isn't returned with the same fervor, the same passion, or even the same acknowledgement. You might try to push these thoughts aside and not let them cloud your mind as you go about your daily responsibilities. There's the perpetual busyness of work, the unending list of household tasks to be done, the routine of keeping up with the various demands that life unceremoniously throws your way. Amidst this chaos, you strive to perform your duties with diligence, hoping they might divert your mind from these lingering feelings. But in those quiet, unguarded moments in between, when you're washing dishes at the kitchen sink, commuting quietly on the train, or perhaps even in the silent pause of a restless night, those unsettling feelings tend to resurface. It feels like a longing within you that never quite settles, never quite finds closure. It's in those introspective moments that you might ponder, what do you do when the love you give isn't mirrored back to you with the same depth and honesty? Think of the times when you reached out with kindness, only to be met with indifference or nonchalance. Maybe you remember those moments when you've shown up for someone, committed wholeheartedly to be present, only to find yourself standing there, occupying a space that suddenly feels far too large and painfully empty. It's a lonely place sometimes, this quiet corner of unreciprocated love that life can place you in. You might question the reasons behind this gap, searching your heart tirelessly for any faults within yourself, wondering if perhaps you've done something to miss the mark or failed to meet unspoken expectations. It's easy to sink into a realm of self-doubt or let seeds of resentment slowly take root in your heart. But despite these feelings, your heart, full of grace, goodwill, and hope, resists giving up on the concept of loving entirely and unconditionally. Love, by its very nature, carries with it a profound sense of hope. Hope that it will one day be recognized, cherished, valued, returned. It's natural to harbor the hope that your genuine expressions of love might someday ignite a spark, a sense of warmth in someone else's heart. Maybe there are times when you find yourself in quiet anticipation, not necessarily waiting for grand, extravagant gestures, but for small, meaningful signs that you're truly seen, appreciated, and valued. Sometimes, even a simple acknowledgement, a small nod of appreciation, a grateful smile, can light up your heart. But when those small signs feel few and far between, where do you turn for comfort and reassurance? How do you remain open, loving, and giving without feeling utterly depleted and exhausted? This is where the true struggle often lies, attempting to balance the openness and vulnerability of your heart with an appropriate guard against losing yourself in a cycle of unmet expectations and unfulfilled hopes. Imagine, for a moment, the last time you found yourself sitting in a room full of people yet felt incredibly, inexplicably alone. This can happen even with those who are supposedly closest to you, those you consider your closest confidants. In longing desperately for connection, you might end up feeling more isolated instead. You might wonder, does anyone truly see you? Truly understand you? Appreciate all that you silently offer without making it a spectacle? Yet, despite these questions, love continues to call you back because there's an undeniable resilience within it. Despite the heartache, despite the waiting, there's something within you that continues to love. Perhaps it's because you believe inherently in the goodness in others, or maybe you have faith in the notion that love, when given sincerely, is never truly wasted. In these trying moments, it can be comforting to take solace in the example of Jesus. Jesus, who extends his boundless love endlessly, regardless of the response or reception. His love is not contingent on how it's received or whether it's reciprocated in kind. It stands entire, complete, and unwavering. Jesus understands the depth and the weight of love given without being met in return. His heart carries the weight of those unspoken sorrows, yet he continues to love us with an open, forgiving, compassionate heart. There is a profound freedom in knowing that Jesus loves you fully, completely, and without reservation. Consider, for a moment, the small acts of love you offer unto others, like a meal lovingly shared with a friend, a listening ear extended at the end of a challenging day, or even a comforting presence in times of sorrow or joy. Even when these acts aren't openly acknowledged or visibly appreciated, they're not without value or significance. Each act of kindness, each offering of love, is akin to a seed planted in the fertile ground of the human spirit. While some seeds may sprout immediately, others may remain dormant, patiently waiting for the right season and conditions to blossom beautifully. It's the gentle nurture, the quiet commitment to loving patiently, that requires immense grace and patience, much like tending a garden where not every plant grows at the same pace or with the same vitality. Sometimes it helps to gently shift focus inward and ask yourself why you choose to love. Is it simply a reflection of what you earnestly hope to receive in return? Or is it an extension of your truest self, your most genuine nature? Loving as Jesus loves means embracing a love that asks for nothing in exchange, a love that extends beyond conditions and expectations. It's an abundant love that leaves space for others to grow naturally into receiving it fully, embracing it without coaxing. You have this profound potential within you, to love abundantly and without condition, spurred and guided by the exemplary example Jesus sets before us. Living with a love that isn't matched or reciprocated can indeed feel frustrating and sometimes deeply painful, but it doesn't inherently need to be a cumbersome burden. You have the choice, the power, to let it inspire and cultivate a quieter strength within you. A strength that recognizes and acknowledges the inherent value in the act of loving itself, beyond what or if anything is returned. A love that finds its true purpose in simply being present for others, following Jesus' path of hopeful patience and enduring grace. As you continue to navigate the intricacies of your relationships, there will inevitably be times designated for deep reflection, times to step back and reassess your path, your choices. In these contemplative moments, asking Jesus for divine guidance and clarity can bring unparalleled peace and understanding. Is this relationship nurturing your spirit, inviting you gently to grow closer to God, or is it somewhat leading you astray, away from the peace He lovingly offers? Pray with an open heart for the wisdom to understand what loving action truly looks like in each unique situation life presents. It's also unfailingly important to tend to your own heart as you freely love. Much like taking a moment during a hectic day to breathe deeply and reset, tending to your heart might be as simple as reminding yourself of your enduring inherent value and worth. Remember continuously that you are loved deeply by Jesus, whose love remains unwavering, timeless, and ever resourceful, never dependent on how it's mirrored back by others. Surround yourself with a caring community, with those who appreciate your heart and encourage mutual growth and understanding. Seek friendships and relationships that are reciprocal by nature, where there's a natural, organic exchange of support, kindness, and joy. These can undoubtedly become places where love is not only freely given but also kindly renewed, a beautiful reflection of the divine. In challenging and trying times, seek out solace and refuge in prayer, allowing it to be a sacred sanctuary where love is pure, constant, and limitless. Communicate your struggles and uncertainties with God and listen intently for His comforting, reassuring words. There is a particular sweetness in knowing deep within that you're never truly alone, as Jesus accompanies you faithfully on your journey through every love felt and unfelt, seen and unseen, acknowledged or overlooked. Each new day presents fresh, unique opportunities to practice love in numerous different ways, where your experience can expand the circle of God's love to others organically and naturally. When you find yourself reeling from the echoes and reverberations of unrequited love, allow it to deepen your understanding and appreciation of Jesus' presence and his enduring, unwavering love for you. His relentless love encourages you to continue loving freely, authentically, and wholeheartedly, with the unwavering confidence that it draws only from a well of divine abundance that will never run dry or deplete. At the close of the day, when you find yourself quietly reflecting on the balance of giving and receiving love, it can offer you a unique, serene sense of peace and comfort. This peace comes not necessarily from the assurance of equal return or reciprocation, but from the profound, deep knowledge that all the love you share is deeply rooted in God's own limitless love. In these beautiful reflections, consider this, if you will. How might your heart find rest in knowing that Jesus embraces your love completely, lovingly inviting you to trust his companionship as you walk forward on your path? If these heartfelt reflections resonate deeply with you and bring you comfort, feel free to join this journey at your own desired pace by subscribing. Jesus always remains lovingly by your side, gently guiding each step with his inexhaustible love.